War never changes.
What's going on, folks? Hey, it's the Outlaw here. So just quick heads up before we get started. I want to let you know that on October 13th, I believe that's a Monday this year, we are going to be switching channels to another page on YouTube. Not leaving YouTube, just changing channels to kind of move on with some things. The email address tied to this current channel is just flooded with spam. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I got a whole new thing set up for trying to unify everything into one thing. Speaking of which, that channel, that link for the channel and the email that you can reach me at will be in the description below. Please feel free to use it. Make sure you hit the link so you can hit your subscribe, your notifications, bell, and all that stuff, so you're ready to go by the time the channel goes live. That way you don't miss anything, because after October 13th, we're not going to be doing anything on this channel anymore. All right. So with that, let's get into some funny stuff, maybe tongue-in-cheek, ridiculous shit that EA has been up to lately. Oh my god. EA Sports UFC 4, we're going to get that one out of the way. It's kind of more of a hot news thing going on. I'm sure you know, the game came out August 14th of this year. So it's been out for about a month, almost. And, you know, initially it came out and it had a pretty good Metacritic score. It was another UFC game that was kind of emulating the whole experience of what it's like to fight in the world of mixed martial arts and all that shit. But in typical EA fashion, they wait till about a month later to start slipping in these advertisements. There's all kinds of videos on Twitter and YouTube and Reddit. People are all up in arms over this shit because it's typical EA. I'm sure you guys remember, I think it was a Need for Speed game, what, almost a decade and a half, maybe a decade ago, where they were trying to throw advertisements in freaking billboards. They thought that we would forget about that kind of stuff. Well, we didn't, and EA Sports UFC 4 thought that after a month had gone by and the reviews were out and everything, that nobody would notice. Well, it's now sitting at a whopping 1.8 user score on Metacritic. Despite the 79 critical average, the fans and the people who are actually buying the game, you know, and not stuffing money in EA's pockets, that they've caught on, and they're kind of over EA's bullshit, and you know, no big surprise there. And in, you know, likely fashion, Madden NFL 21 is in similar dire straits, except the difference being it has a 0.2 user score. 0.2. Once upon a time, Division 2 Warlords of New York had a similar user score. Now, because I'm a big fan of Division 2, I didn't understand at first why Warlords of New York had such a low rating. And come to find out, a lot of people who had bought the base game ended up having to buy, like, the Warlords of New York Ultimate Edition or whatever, and it ended up forcing them to buy something twice. It is a big fiasco. I might do another video on that later, because I really like Division. People like the whole Freedom SAG character that I run around on, which is, you know, always a good time. But, oh my god. The fact that Division 2's first expansion had a 0.2 user score is something I want to dig into a little bit more than just, hey, you know, some people had to buy something twice, and they were a little pissed about it, since, you know, the expansion could be beat in just a couple hours. It should have been a free DLC like the rest of the seasonal content's been, but it is whatever. But, you know, Madden NFL 21 is 0.2 user score with a Metacritic of 63, which I don't know how it even got that high, because it doesn't take a genius to figure out that they've reused assets from last year's game. I mean, even the Madden NFL 20 logo is plastered throughout the game. You can find billboards and shit where it still says NFL 20 on the freaking sign. So I'm like, okay, hold on a second. You mean to say that you're so damn lazy releasing a serial entry that you're gonna just plaster signs from last year's game on there and not update it to NFL 21? You couldn't even, like, be bothered to change the number? Between that and the fact that there's some player models that share identical faces, the fact that Madden NFL 21 has a 63 critic metascore is kind of insulting. The users have the right of it. And, you know, when the Google reviews came out, EA's reaction was like, well, at least it's not a 1. 2's better than a 1. Well, guess what, you tone-deaf motherfucker? People are going to find a way to review bomb it badly enough to make sure it ends up being a 1. People are even working on bringing up division score to try and compete with it, so division's not the worst thing out there, because it's not. Madden NFL 20, user score of 1.4, so it's not much better. By the way, this is user score out of 10. Metacritic score, 76, whatever. So, you know, halfway decent Madden NFL game. That's fine. But 1.4 user score, again, EA and their microtransactions, the serial entry, not really a whole lot of evolution from one title to the next. People are starting to catch on. And they're over it. Oh look, this trend goes back to Madden NFL 19. What's funny is the cover doesn't even look all that different from 20. User score, 2.0, not much higher. Metacritic, Metascore, 80. Okay, that's fine. I guess if it's the only thing out there capturing the NFL virtual experience, and it's all you have, and you're that much of a diehard fan, and you really want to make the NFL that much money, go right ahead. I fucking love football too. I'm a shameless, lovable losers not Cowboys. Anna's a Cowboys fan. I'm a Bears fan, but oh god, yeah. I'm not buying a Madden game if this is going to be the same damn thing every time. Kind of reminds me of Call of Duty, doesn't it? So with Madden 18, you even have a user score 3.6. Okay, that's all well and good, but 82 Metacritic score? Only barely better than 19. As you can see, like, people have caught on, alright? There's so many Madden games, going back to, like, Talk Football days. I don't know how people just keep buying. If you buy a Madden game every 5 years, cool. I'm with you on that. That's probably what I would do if I was a diehard sports video game fan. I'd rather play the real thing, but that's just me. And then, of course, we have FIFA 20. We all know the fiascos with that, with its microtransactions. I can't believe it actually managed to get a 1.2 user score and a Metascore of 79, because with all the bad press that follows that game around, you would think by now folks would catch on and stop giving FIFA money, because there are families in the UK. I've gone ad nauseum at this point about this story, so I'm not going to talk too much on it, but we've all heard the stories of people who've emptied their parents' wallets just because they wanted to get that All-Star pack. They wanted that freaking legendary player, and they'll spend their whole paycheck on that. They'll be down to the essentials, eating ramen and getting Scott toilet paper, needing to see a proctologist before they're 40, because they'd rather spend money on a slot machine in a video game, something that doesn't net any real value to them. That's the problem. You know, these things are designed to intentionally victimize people who are prone to gambling. Star Trek Online's getting there with their freaking R&D packs and their lock boxes, but they're nowhere near as bad as EA. Still doesn't make it okay. And there you go. Tom Clancy's Division 2 Warlords of New York, which once upon a time had a 0.2 user score, now sits at a 1. It's getting up there. The Warlords of New York even had a 74 Metascore, which again, shocking, because apparently people had bought, like, they paid like $80 for the Ultimate Edition when it came out, and you can finish the DLC in just a short amount of time. But apparently there was stuff that wasn't even included in the base game, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to dig more into it, because some people are reporting that the base game wasn't included, or the expansion wasn't included. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. All I know is the first time I bought Division 2, I bought the Warlords of New York Ultimate Edition when it was on sale for like $49 or whatever in the PlayStation Store, and I got the whole game. So I don't necessarily know what people are talking about as far as like they got ripped off or didn't get both games or whatever. I just know when I bought the Ultimate Edition, and this is not some shameless plug for Ubisoft or whatever, but I got the whole game. I haven't missed out on anything. I don't have my coworkers at work saying, oh hey, you need to buy this so we can do this content together. I mean, I bought one thing, I have access to the whole game, I don't feel like I'm missing out, so I want to dig into more to kind of see more of the truth behind it. We'll do that in another video, maybe we'll do that next week. But yeah, That's where things sit in the Metacritic world of gaming news. I just wanted to do something a little different to kind of show how far EA is falling with their sports games. Thank God for freaking Jedi Fallen Order. Thank God Battlefront doesn't suck anymore. And here's hoping that Squadrons doesn't get monetized to death. Because outside of those games, outside of Star Wars games, EA's trash right now. You can go back to like the first Mass Effect trilogy, the Dragon Age games, and be happy as a clam with that. But look at Anthem. Look at how that game launched. You know, look at all the controversy EA has. If it's not Respawn, I don't know, fellas. We got to make a stand. You know, I've said before a million times. Get to Twitter, get to social media, get to your own YouTubes, get to mention it, make a plug on your Twitch channels when you're streaming. We have to get the word out that we're not going to sit there and keep giving EA more money if they keep doing shit like this. And the same goes for Ubisoft and Activision and all the other companies that do similar shit. That's all there is to it. That's, hey, and I'm an outlaw, so, you know, if I have to get the game for free somehow or wait for a good deal, that's what I'm going to do, right? But hey, that's what I wanted to cover. Stay tuned to this channel. There's going to be a trailer dropping tonight for the Star Wars Galaxies fans. And I'm going to be streaming Star Wars Galaxies as well tonight to show off some of the new updates that's coming out. So that's why I'm all dolled up in some Mandalorian fatigues. Remember, this is the way. And I'll catch y'all next time. Outlaw Lotus.